What's Gucci, everybody? It's AJ here again, and today I want to continue to build upon what we learned about in pointers by learning about functions. Now, in the last tutorial, we learned about pointers and how pointers are assigned addresses of variables and can use the asterisk symbol, which is known as the indirection operator, to get the value from those addresses. Now, we also saw how you could change the value of the variable which the pointer points to by simply manipulating the indirection variable, or the pointer using the indirection variable. And you may think this is all cool and stuff, but there was actually a very good reason why pointers are used in C. And to fully understand that, you must learn about functions. Functions are a way of making your programming more concise and better, so you can easily call things and do things very easily by simply calling a function. A function that you may already know is something called addition. It returns the addition of two numbers, and it takes a parameter of two integers or maybe floats. But let me show you how you do functions in C. It's very much like main, except main is reserved in the C language in that you must have a main function in a C program. You do not need any other function except for main. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to note how I am making this function above the main function that is required for this segment. I'll explain how to put it anywhere you want, like below the main function later. But right now I'm going to make a cube function which is going to return the cube of an integer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to declare that it's going to return a type integer. I'm going to name the function. I'm going to put parentheses, and I'm going to give it a parameter. And I'm going to give it so it's going to take an integer as a parameter, and I'm going to call that variable number. And then I'm going to initialize square brackets. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to return, I need to return an integer, the cube of the number. So number times number times number. And boom. Okay, let me Control Shift F that and kind of space that out. And here you go. As you can see, what the function cube takes in a number as a parameter and returns the number times the number times the number, which is equivalent of the cube of it. And so, just to show you guys here, I am going to print out cube of 5, and hopefully we get 125. 125, there you go. So that's how you do a function. Now, one thing I may want to do is, let's say, as you can see, that returns the value of 125. But what if I wanted to cube a variable and then make that variable equal to what I just called the function on. So let's say I have an integer, and we'll call this AJ equal to 5, and then I wanted to do cube of AJ. Now, what this is going to do is, let me show you, is this, well, let me print out AJ. I guess what this is going to do is it's going to, AJ is equal to 5, and then it's going to cube AJ, so it's going to return AJ times AJ times AJ, which should be 125, and then I'm going to print out AJ. And the result, you may think we're going to get 125, but I'll just run this, and the result we're going to get may surprise you. We're going to still get 5. So I did not change the variable I may have wanted to change, or you may have thought I was changing, by using the cube function. What happened actually is, when I passed in this AJ variable, what the C programming language did is it looked at the variable AJ and saw 5, and what it did is it copied the variable AJ into the function. So it copied AJ in the cube, so 5 was in the cube, and then did whatever it was with cube, and it returned 5 times 5 times 5, which is 125. But afterwards, after it returned it, there's nothing else for it to do. So the copy that I just made by passing it into the function is gone. That copy disappears. That 125 is gone. The only way I could assign AJ to 125 is if I did this line, AJ equals cube of AJ, which then should give me 125. But this is known as pass by value. Pass by value is when you're passing in a copy of the variable to then be executed within the function. So I did not actually change the variable AJ. The only way I could do that is if I assigned AJ to the cube of whatever I passed into this function. So not only AJ, but 10 or anything like that. This would give me 1,000. Oops, forgot a parentheses. But as you can see, this is very not what you want in programming. You want to be able to change the value of AJ just by cubing AJ. So if that is what you desire to do, that's why you want to use pointers. And how you can use pointers is this way. So instead of having my cube function take just an integer of a number, I'm going to make it take a pointer. So yeah, it's going to take a pointer. And instead of the address of AJ, I'm going to make it take, instead of AJ, the variable AJ, so 5, I'm going to make it take the address, because each pointer needs to be assigned an address and not a value. And what I'm going to do here is this is going to be a little complicated, but I'm going to use the asterisk symbol combined with the multiplication symbol. So this is the asterisk symbol, this is the indirection symbol, and I'm taking the value of this pointer and multiplying it by the same value 3 times. And what this will do is, this is still passed by value. All functions in C are passed by value. That can be proven. You just have to Google it. And, well, you'll get a PhD guy describing how to do that. I don't really want to go into the hairy details. But what this will do is this will actually change the value of AJ without me assigning anything. So when I run this, I do get 5. And the reason I get 5 is because I am still returning the value. So when I cube this value, I am looking at the value of AJ, which is 5, and cubing it, but then I am returning 125. I am not doing anything with that value when I return it. But what I need to do is, if I want to change the value, is I want to assign the cube number back to whatever I passed in. So this way, this will actually change the value when I print out AJ without assigning it or anything like that. So when I run this, AJ is in fact 125 and not 5. So remember to think about, if you're returning something, you may want to use the equal sign to assign the value to another variable. Or if you want to do something like I did in this cube function, you may want to, yes, I just ran it again. You may want to assign it in the function, so you're actually changing the variable. Now what I could also do is I could assign it to the variable, and then I could return number. So then that would do the same thing. So that would assign it to whatever. This would change the variable of whatever I passed in, of the pointer I passed in, and it would also return the number. So yeah, I hope you guys understand that. I hope you understand the difference between this asterisk symbol is doubling in a case when it's right next to the number as a indirection symbol to get the value of the pointer, and a multiplication symbol to use a multiplying operation, and cubing it. Thank you guys, and I hope you have a great day.